My name is Alexandria Benson, third grade teacher at North Lafayette Elementary School, and I have the opportunity to coach fourth grade math teacher Michelle Green. This is Michelle's second year in public education after 18 years in private education. In my last session with Michelle, we partnered together to create a goal. This session includes additional discussion of that goal and the process of achieving the goal. Okay, hi Michelle, how are you doing?
Doing well, how about you?
Doing well. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of summarize our last session. And during our last session, we discussed the current reality of your fourth grade math classroom. I really enjoyed having the opportunity to watch your lesson, and I believe the goal we have created is really going to boost your student engagement and motivation. You also mentioned that you wanted something that was interactive and allowed you to provide students with immediate and effective feedback. So you mentioned that your goal would be to have more of your learners engaged by using technology to enhance the learning process. And we agreed that you could hit our goal of 80% of your students being engaged and utilizing technology to enhance the learning process by the end of November. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So at the end of the last session, we agreed to utilize Nearpod to achieve this goal. How are you feeling about your goal right now?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay, I know that we're still in the beginning stages of its implementation, but what about the tool which is being utilized to help achieve the goal? You know, Nearpod, have you done any investigating or?
I kind of played around with it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how I can use it and to see how it might help them to be able to even reach their goals that they have in the classroom, the students' goals.
Absolutely. So I have created a checklist that we will utilize to determine the specifics of our goal and the tool which you were being coached on, Nearpod. So I did send you the checklist, and so I'm just going to kind of like read all of the points, and you can follow along, ask any questions if you have any, and then at the end, if you have anything that you would like to add to the checklist or make any modifications, then I'll give you the opportunity to, kind of give your input.
Okay.
So first, the teacher makes connections to background knowledge of the content. The teacher confidently designs a Nearpod lesson based on the related content. The teacher models for students how to use Nearpod, specifically how to respond during discussions and use the Draw It feature. The teacher asks open-ended questions using strategies students have learned in the class. You're kind of extending their thinking by doing that, and reaching into those DOK 2, DOK 3 type questions. The teacher prompts students on when to participate in live discussions through the Collaborate board and when to utilize other Nearpod features, including Draw It, Quiz, and Time to Climb, which is a game. The teacher discusses responses from student collaboration or formative assessments. And the teacher formatively assesses student understanding using any of the Nearpod features. So is there anything that you would like to add to this checklist or make any modifications?
I don't think so. I think this looks really good.
Okay. So also after our last session, I had the opportunity to kind of go home and reflect on how things went. And I kind of reflected on how we would determine whether or not students were actively engaged when they were utilizing Nearpod, since that's our goal. And sometimes it's a bit tricky to really be able to determine whether students are engaged or not. And so I have an attitude survey which will assist in measuring student engagement. So again, our goal will be to have at least 80% of students engaged using Nearpod. So after the lesson or lessons, you'll give the students an attitude survey, and they'll have the opportunity to take it. And it's just like 3 little faces. There's like a smiley face, and then just like a just a straight face, and then there's like a frowny face. And then if they could just fill in one of those faces and then describe why they chose to fill in the face that they chose, and we will determine the engagement based off that, plus your observations as the teacher. So we're we've had the opportunity to create our goals. Now we're going to be, working on, fulfilling those goals and, trying to reach those goals.
Right.
Is there a specific approach which you'd prefer for modeling Nearpod? We could do any approach that you're most comfortable with. It could be going the teacher's classroom with students or coming to your classroom without students. I could come visit your classroom and we could do co-teaching. You could come visit my classroom, or I could give you a video to watch.
I think I would really like maybe you coming and maybe modeling Nearpod and maybe without students.
Okay.
That way we could possibly have the opportunity for me to even ask questions and go in more depth.
Yeah.
So, and I just think that might be more beneficial to have that without
Absolutely.
students.
I definitely think that would, give us the opportunity to really be able to discuss and dive in deep, like you're saying. So yeah, we will plan, for me to come to your classroom and I will model Nearpod without the students. So I know I had mentioned bringing your agenda to this session, so thank you. Is there a time and day that would work best for you?
Possibly maybe next Tuesday, November 1st.
Okay, let me
if
go
you have
ahead.
it available. Maybe right after school.
Okay. Okay, that would be great. Okay, so in addition to the modeling session, I will send you an awesome video which summarizes Nearpod through an overview. Additionally, I will send a resource that lists different benefits of utilizing Nearpod within the one-to-one classroom.
So that would be great.
Okay. So we are already at the end of October and we have our modeling session date and time set. So I would like to go ahead and choose a time and date for you to begin implementing Nearpod. Remember, your goal is that 80% of your students will be engaged and will utilize technology to enhance the learning process by the end of November. So we will need to start implementing this pretty soon, especially with Thanksgiving break, that 1 week out of November being out. So what is the best date for you?
We're meeting on Tuesday, November 1st. If I could have the weekend to be able to kind of play around with Nearpod, design a lesson using Nearpod, maybe do implement on Monday the 7th.
Yeah, that would be great. So I'll go ahead and perfect. So do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I'm just really
Concerns?
eager to see how using Nearpod will benefit my students in my classroom.
Perfect. So I will see you on November 1st after school for our first modeling session. And if you have any questions between now and then, you know how to contact me.
Okay.
So
Great.
perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.